Hey guys, it's Punam from Khao and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a spiced potato pie.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe. So this recipe actually came about because I did have some leftover shortcrust pastry, but you can also use puff pastry as well if you prefer. There are quite a few elements and ingredients that go into the recipe, so let's have a look. So we have boiled mashed potatoes, I've got a shortcrust pastry, as I mentioned, puff pastry also works well. I'm going to be using some coriander, I've got red onion, ginger, bird's eye chilli, and then for my spices and seasoning I have garam masala, I have cinnamon powder, I've got some black pepper, sugar, lemon juice, and obviously not pictured is salt as well. As you can see, I've already boiled my potatoes and mashed them as well. So you want to make sure that you boil them so that they're really soft and they're sort of like breaking apart on the edges in your pan. Now to your mashed potatoes, add your cinnamon powder, garam masala, pepper. And we're going to follow this with the fresh ingredients. So I'm going to add my ginger and my chopped chilies. As you can see, I'm not adding my onions just yet because it's quite a strong and pungent ingredient. So we're going to continue with the other ingredients for now, including the sugar and some fresh lemon juice, or you can also use lime juice if you prefer, but definitely try and use a fresh juice because it adds a really lovely tanginess that you can't get from a bottled juice. But please feel free to use bottled lemon juice if you don't have fresh available. Don't forget to also add salt as per your taste. And now give the whole mixture a really good mix before we add in the onions and the coriander, just so that we can really get all the spices in it together and we can have a little taste. As I mentioned, the onions are really strong, so we don't want to add them just yet, and we want to make sure that we've got all the other spices right. Your mixture will turn into this sort of a greyish colour. Have a taste and adjust if you want to add a bit more cinnamon. If you think maybe it's a bit too spicy, you can add a little bit more lemon juice and sugar. And then now we're ready to add our onions. I'm adding about half an onion to 2 potatoes, and then I'm also adding in finely chopped coriander. I have allowed my potatoes to cool down. If you have got your potatoes still quite warm, wait for your potatoes to cool down before adding your coriander, otherwise the coriander will actually start sort of to wilt from the heat of the potatoes, so don't add the corianders if your potatoes are still really hot. One of the things about the way that I have learnt to cook is sometimes when you are mixing a dough or a mixture, it does really help to use your hands. So if you feel comfortable enough, you can do this with your hands, otherwise you can continue using a spoon. So I'm going to give the mixture a really good mix with my hands, just to make sure that the spices, the onions, the coriander, everything is really well mixed in. Don't forget to keep sort of tasting the dish as you go along and adjusting any spices. If you do want to add some more onions, go for it. If you do want to add some more coriander for the freshness, then go for it. I've given all of the ingredients a really good mix, and now we're ready to fill our pie. As I mentioned, I am using some leftover pie crust, and this is probably going to be enough to either serve one person as a main dish or 2 people if we're sharing and we're having some other snacks together. So I already have my pie crust placed on a lined oven tray. Now you want to add a generous amount of the filling into the pie crust. I'm only using half of it because I am going to be folding the other half over, so I'm being quite generous here. I could have added a little bit more, but I think this was enough for the size of the pie that I want to make. You can also go with smaller sizes if you want, of course. So once my filling is in, I'm folding it over and I'm sealing up the crust, and I'm really pressing down all of the edges using a fork, and I'm finishing it off with a little bit of a milk coating. I don't use eggs, and so I'm not using that, but if you do use eggs, you're welcome to do a finish with that as well. And usually the pie will take probably around 15 to 20 minutes to bake, depending on what kind of a pastry crust you've used. So just check the guide or what it says on the packaging. And then once your pie is ready, it should look a lovely golden colour like this. Now I'm just going to slice it up and serve it. I have some amlini chutney, which is made from tamarind and date. You can also serve it with the spicy green chutney that we've used before, or if you really want, it's not too bad with ketchup either, or any other kind of hot sauce or any other kind of condiments you like. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.